Yeah, so I'm releasing a trilogy of mini albums at the moment. Chapter one, Forever for Now, came out last October, and chapter two, How Dark It Is Before Dawn, came out in April. And I've been really happy with the response from people, and it's been great to share this music in this way, in a very immediate, ongoing way. And chapter
Mm.
three will come out, around the winter time. And chapter two is very much the kind of middle of the story. So it's that kind of slower, deeper section that's about kind of a symbolic night of healing and taking time away from the world in order to find strength again to come back. And yeah, it was written kind of from a place of my own heart, but also in response to the world and feeling like we all need that pause sometimes because it can feel like too much sometimes. And that's where the music comes from. Oh, yeah, hugely. I mean, when I was a kid and touring as a teenager, I was terrified. Like, I used to find touring really scary. I find it very stressful. And my process was very much about kind of getting it right. So I needed to
Mm.
be quite pedantic about what I played on stage. And over the
Mm.
years of playing, I've learned to trust the music more and more and trust my experience. I've also deepened. So now I can be a lot more expressive, a lot more risk taking or simplistic, and really trust that the audience is with us on a journey. And so it's not that I don't get nervous. Sometimes I do,
Mm.
but overall, it's like a really happy, joyful experience to be going on stage and playing for people. I mean, it depends because sometimes it's about taking those smaller moments as well. Like, how do I unwind after a show, and taking that time every day so I don't get burnt out. But I get close to that sometimes. I am a real workaholic personality. I love doing lots of things. I also single parent two kids, which means no matter what you do, it's a lot. And so, I think I come back, I have to balance giving my kids that catch up time because they've had less of me when I'm busy, and making sure I give them what they need from me comes first. But then alongside that, how am I taking care of myself so I can do that? It could be all kinds of things. It could be going for sound baths or sleeping early or seeing friends or doing therapy or
Mhm.
getting a massage, but there's so many different components to making sure that we're not necessarily, they're both artistic, but I wouldn't say there's a strong lean towards music. They both seem to be interested in films and acting and writing and music.
Oh.
So they're creative. I think after years of living in London, like London has definitely become more of my home in that day to
Mhm.
day. Like I feel like this is the place that I get. I get the
Mhm.
pulse of London, and it's where my kids go to school, and so it's where our
Yeah.
lives are centered around. But California, in some ways, still has my heart. Like it's where I grew up, and I have a lot of fondness for the beauty and the culture there. And then India feels like the place I come from, so that always feels like a homecoming, and it's connected to my music as well. So these three places are kind of part of what feels like home for me. We are talking about another, return this winter and what that will look like, um, whether we bring chapter three straight away or whether I do some other kind of interesting surprise things before I bring chapter three a bit later. So we're still forming it, but I'll definitely be
Mhm.
back at some point at the end of the year.